Good evening, everyone! Welcome back once again to Vicious Reds, and of course I am your host, your YouTube messiah, and often imitator, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious, and gonna go over Raw this week was in Detroit, Michigan. And well, before we get into this week's show, we gotta go and switch gears, talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. It started out with Caleb Braxton bringing out Ronda Rousey. Ronda talking about her loss, being such a strong fighter and keeping a stiff upper lip and knowing that not gonna complain about losing, but instead gonna brush the dust off, settle up, and move on. It's so motivating. Not really, no. She did all that, then issued a challenge for a rematch at Backlash, and then saying, I don't want just any match, I want a match where I guarantee I'll have the win, and it'll be an I Quit match. Big hoo-ah from the crowds. And then Charlotte gets on the Tron. Ronda, sweetie, that's so sweet that you want a rematch, and you want it to be an I Quit match. Well, no. You had your shot, you lost, get to the back of the line. Next. And that was pretty much it. So, our first match on SmackDown was Butch going against Xavier Woods, and I'm going to address this now. I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure I went over it, but you know, I've gone over so much shit at sometimes it feels like I forget, you know, despite, you know, having like a fucking Rolodex for a brain. I'll be the first to admit, I don't like the fact Pete Dunne's name got changed to Butch any more than any other person out there. I don't. But he's a performer being tasked to play a new character. To play a new character in a new role. No different than if you were so gung-ho and used to seeing somebody like Brad Pitt playing a hard-nosed, rough and tough drama actor and then being tasked to go and do a dry, witty, sarcastic comedy. And you're just like, what the hell? That's different. You know, no different than that. I don't like the fact that the name changed, but it is what it is, you know, and it goes back to the age-old argument. If you really do not like it or can't stand the show that much, here's a nifty little tip. Pick up the little remote, point it at the TV, see that red button that shows the power symbol? Point it at the TV and then click, turn the shit off. Because honestly, the more you watch the show week after week after week after week after week and can do nothing but complain, dude, all you're doing is just showing you got a low-key hard-on for the product. Now that I got done addressing that, Butch versus Xavier Woods, it was a decent enough match. It was a good welcoming the SmackDown party for Butch. Woods got the win via a roll-up. Pat McAfee wound up saving it though by dressing point blank right then and there. Oh, that's a new finishing maneuver for Xavier Woods called the Underwoods, you know, which was really right on the fly, real cool by McAfee to do. So yeah, other big highlights. Walter, formerly known as Gunther, formerly known as Walter, also now officially appeared on SmackDown, along with Marcel Bartel, now going by Ludwig Kaiser. Okay, like I said, I don't like the name changes, and I do my best to work with them, but Ludwig Kaiser. Are we talking Kaiser like the Kaiser roll, or Kaiser like Kaiser Sose? Yeah. Either way, Gunther wound up having a squash match against a local town jobber, and I felt those chops he did in my soul. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. Yeah. Raquel Gonzalez is now on SmackDown, now going by Raquel Rodriguez. So, okay, going from Gonzalez to Rodriguez. Okay. But, yeah. Also, oh my god, like Liv Morgan and Sasha Banks had a match and all the fangirls were all up in arms like that. And it was so historic, it was history. No, it wasn't. No, not really. Not really, kids. Listen, I've been around long enough to see a thing or two, and I know a thing or two about a thing or two, and the match was a match. It was what it was, but it was not history. Y'all want to get all hyped up over your favorites like that, go ahead. But no, it's not big hype up shit. Liv Morgan got the win, and yeah, yay. You know, but so the show ends with Roman and the family coming out. Roman hyping up on how he's all now draped in gold. He's got 2 titles. He's in God mode. And then he looks over at his cousins. And then I see my cousins. And they both got 2 titles. And they need 2 more. So I'm going to send you boys over to Raw to go get the Raw Tag Team titles. And then after he's done addressing them, giving them boys their marching orders, out comes Nakamura. He comes out, gets into the ring, and Roman just looks at him. Oh, I get it. I get why you're here. I get why you're here. Your partner's injured. You don't know where to go. It's okay. The island of relevancy is full of nothing but love, man. We welcome all here. Come on. Let's hug it out. Goes and gives Nakamura a hug. Nakamura's looking like, what the fuck is this guy smoking, and is he selling it? And then next thing you know, boom! Double super kick by the Usos, and then the show ends. So we'll address the Uso thing later on in the show, but first things first, let's get into the show now. It starts off with Miz TV. Miz coming out, addressing the Detroit audience, hearing all the boos. Really think your opinion matters? You guys cheer for the Lions, which, ooh, nice herpes. Then he brings out his guest from Miz TV, Cody, who get a big ton of pyro, wound up milking, seeing the crowd. Miz milked it up. You done? Pretty sure you just blew the company's pyro budget and spent like 40 minutes greeting it, hamming it up. So then they wind up going into it. They talk back and forth for a minute. Miz basically making himself sound like that he's jealous because somebody else has the spotlight on him. Cody saying that he's there to win the belt title. Okay, whatever. It's a title. A belt keeps your pants up. Ooh. Miz just slapping him with the Vince-isms on TV. Cody then goes and says he's here to go against the best wrestlers. Superstars! And you have to figure at some point Vince is in the back fuming. God damn it, what the fuck is this shit? He's been gone for 6 years and all of a sudden he doesn't remember on how we do things here? It's not a belt, goddammit, it's a title. A belt keeps your fucking pants up. They're not wrestlers, they're superstars. Anyone can be a wrestler, but only a few can be a superstar. That's on how I imagine Vince would be. But either way, afterwards, afterwards, and yeah, that's it for the Miz TV segment. No big brawls or hoopla and all that jazz. So then we go to our first match of the night. Dominik Mysterio going against Veer Mahaan. Surprisingly, they said last week it was supposed to be Ray, but I guess Ray decided to say, no, you know what, I'm good. I'm going to let my son handle this one. Dom, listen, you see, Dom, you're going to go out there, you're going to be the sacrificial lamb, you're going to make that guy look good, okay? Go, daddy loves you. And that was pretty much what it was. Veer wound up, it was a beatdown. Veer murdered him. Put him in like that. What Jimmy wound up calling a cervical clutch. and had him in it like several different times, and then wound up getting, then they did a stretcher job on Dom, took him out in an ambulance. Our second match was AJ Styles versus Damian Priest. They showed a little backstage segment earlier in the day, AJ getting interviewed, saying, you know, you talk about me, that's one thing, you bring up my family, you put my friend, damn it, you put my family's name, have my family's name come out your mouth, we're going to have issues. He then sees Damian Priest and then he sneaks him. And then there was a big brawl backstage for a minute. So we get to the match now. AJ starts unloading on Priest at the start. Nice action by both guys. You got a former Ring of Honor Pure Champion in AJ Styles going against a former Ring of Honor Television Champion in Damian Priest. Really great action. And I know I have brought that up ad nauseum anytime these two went at it. These two guys just gelled. These two guys meshed together like peanut butter and chocolate. No lie. But partway through the match, Priest then drops down to his knees, puts his hands up in like some holy divine position. The lights go out and then go purple, and then he's got that evil, maniacal cackle look on his face. And then end of sequence, fade to black. We go to commercial. We come back. The match is done. So we did not get a win or a loss. It just was like, what the fuck? Huh? What? Okay. So now we come to Miz versus Cody. And Seth came out, wound up sitting ringside watching. The whole time just sitting there, not even on commentary, just sitting next to the commentators. Which, sidebar real quick, as far as the commentating for tonight, Corey Graves got married last week, and as a result, we all have to get punished by having Jerry Lawler on commentary. Yeah. No. That's about all I can say on that. So back to the match now. Seth, he came out, and then he came out before the bell. Then Cody wound up leading at the start of the match. Miz wound up leading into the break, though. And it was a decent enough match. It was going pretty good. I dug it. It was a good coming back party. Coming back to Raw match, if you will, for him. And Cody wound up at one point jumping off the top. Looked like he tweaked his knee. Was selling it for a minute. Miz then started working on it, threw a few quick shots at it, and then did a figure four, and then actually put the figure four and had the ankle put weight down on the bad knee, which I'm pretty sure he's the first wrestler I've ever seen actually ever do that instead of using the bad knee to put the weight down on. And, you know, it was the traditional, no. 1, 2, kick out. No. 1, 2, kick out. And then slap fest. Cody flips over, reverses it. And, okay, a random question, but if anyone knows if anyone has ever actually won from doing a reversal on the figure four, please, by all means, let me know and tell me the match. And if you know where I can watch it, let me know also. I'm just curious, out of sheer morbid curiosity, if anyone ever has. You know. But it was decent enough. After that, like I said, Cody wound up tweaking the knee. Miz did the figure four. Next thing you know, Cody wound up getting a shot of adrenaline, wound up doing a cutter, and then a crossroads on him. Then on Miz, 1, 2, 3, that was it. After the match, though, then Seth got in the ring, said, "Oh, ho. I heard you say earlier you were up for a rematch." So what I was thinking was, at Backlash, Rhodes and Rollins 2, do you accept? Cody then did, and so yes. Come Backlash, we'll have Rhodes and Rollins Part 2. Next up, we have women's action. Liv Morgan going against Naomi. Good thing I took heart pills in advance. And this was like a quick little 3, maybe 5 minute matchup. You know, it was really fast paced. but Naomi wound up getting the win, countered the pin that Liv Morgan had on her into a roll-up, 1, 2, 3, and you know, at this point, I'm pretty sure the Brooklyn Brawler has a better win-loss record than Liv Morgan. If somebody can actually pull up those statistics and hit me up on my Twitter at TimVicious and let me know, okay, cool. I got no problem. I like reading that kind of data. So we got another women's match after that. Bianca Belair going against Queen Zelina. Woo! Back-to-back women's matches. Yeah, definitely had the heart pills on hand for this, especially with Zelina Vega, which Malachi Black, you goddamn overachieving son of a bitch bastard. Yeah, still gonna stand on, I'm still gonna die on that hill, on that one. This one, it was again a quick little 3 to 5 minute matchup. Bianca, she was leading it and then wound up popping a KOD, 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, Sonya Deville came out saying that in my hands is the contract for your next challenger. We have had plenty of women in the back wanting to challenge you, going from Doudrop to Becky looking for a rematch to this one, to that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and blah, 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 blah. And then saying, just sign it and then we'll introduce your opponent. Okay, I'll see on how we're doing this. Bianca signs it and then Sonya, alright, and your next opponent, drum roll please. No, wait, I'm not actually asking for one, I was just quoting. And then Sonya, from behind, hits a chop block, throws a couple punches at Bianca, and then says she is her opponent. Adam Pearce then confronts Sonya backstage, saying this is an abuse of power. What are you thinking? Sonya then says, I'm thinking I'm going to be the first official to ever answer an open challenge. Okay. So now we get Riddle and Orton going against Alpha Academy, which, good solid action, you know. Riddle, he was the punching bag. Randy eventually got the hot tag in. It was good action, you know. It was good action, and I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, we've seen this match several times already, blah, 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 blah. Okay, listen. Here's the thing. If you want an actual tag division that has diversity, you're going to have a big roster, and you're going to have at least 20, maybe 40 teams specifically. And I'm not just talking like talent, I'm talking actual teams. So otherwise you're going to have the same individuals eventually having to cycle through back and forth with each other all the time. That's what it is. Unfortunately, that's the cold hard truth. But Riddle and Orton got the win when Randy popped an RKO onto Gable, went onto Gable. Afterwards, then we see on the Tron, the Usos pull up in an SUV, then they work their way out to the ring. They say they want a challenge for the tag titles, for the Raw tag titles and a title unification match. And then the Street Profits come out. We want a shot at those titles first. Well, that's what. So, and then the Usos step in saying, we get them first. And then Riddle and Orton like, hey, how about y'all two settle your difference and we're just going to sit over here and chill. So our main event of the night is Usos Street Profits, and this really good action, nice by both teams. Dawkins was the punching bag this time, which I gotta tell you, I was actually a little surprised on. It was a little different. Normally it's Ford with the punching bag and then Dawkins gets a hot tag, but I dug it. Again, different. Small little differences. You change things up a little bit instead of having a little extra salt in the soup. This time you put a little extra pepper in it. Change it up a small hair. Although I gotta say one thing. If and when the Street Profits break up, Montez Ford, guarantee he is going to be a big top tier attraction because of not just his looks, Not just because of his figure and his build and his athleticism, but because of just on how goddamn entertaining he is. And yes, at the end of the day, it's an entertainment business. Because at one point when the Usos, they're leading, they threw Dawkins into Riddle and Orton, and they got up in their face like, what the fuck are you doing? You want to go and try and throw people at us? Motherfuckers, we'll step to you. Ford then gets a running start, jumps over the ropes, lands on the Usos, and then on his feet, and then just stares over at Riddle and Orton. Just starts shaking and gyrating like that, which, like, that motherfucker screams money. That motherfucker is a money machine. He prints his own money. Yeah. So eventually Ford wound up getting a hot tag in, and the action for this match really picked up near the end, where it was a lot more faster action going on all around with everyone. The match came to an end when the Usos eventually did the 3D onto Ford, and then we got a 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, though, we had a stare-off with Riddle and Orton, and then Dawkins clotheslines Riddle out of the ring. Randy stares over, sees Montez Ford starting to get to his feet, and it's like, alright, come on, big boy, come on. Wham! Pops him with an RKO, 1, 2, 3. That's done. End of sequence, fade to black. Show is over. So, yeah. That is it for this week's show, folks. So, please, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at TimVicious. Also, folks, thank you to my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out. It's on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. They're a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women. We're a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, make sure y'all check out whatamaneuver.net. Go and get some Vicious Rants apparel. Help support the show in some kind of way, please. And please, don't forget to follow these cool ass guys right down the Twitter. Kenny Gillett, DSV_RV, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Curry Pants and Dubs in your face. And folks, like I always tell you, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.